If you mention EIFS, or exterior insulation and finishing systems, to any builder or architect who lived through the late 1980s or 90s, they'll probably shudder, and honestly, for good reason. Back then, EIFS or EIFS got a notoriously bad reputation. It was essentially a layer of rigid foam insulation glued to the exterior of a wall, covered with a paper-thin layer of synthetic acrylic stucco. But the industry made a massive, catastrophic mistake. They installed it without a water-resistive barrier, and they face-sealed all the joints with caulking to keep the wall waterproof. Builders were completely relying on that caulking and the rigid foam to keep the sheathing dry, but as we know, buildings move, materials expand and contract, and caulking cracks. The second those sealants failed, water got in and got trapped behind the foam. With no way to drain, and often an interior vapor barrier trapping it from the inside, the moisture just sat there, saturating the sheathing and causing widespread rot and mold growth. But fast forward to today. With continuous exterior insulation becoming more and more common across the country, EIFS is experiencing a resurgence, and it's a system that we actually really like to use because if you actually understand the building science principles and you manage water correctly so that the assembly is able to drain and dry, EIFS has an enormous amount of potential, especially if you're trying to get the appearance of stucco with exterior insulation behind it. There's one EIFS system that we're especially going to focus on today, and that's mineral wool or Rockwool EIFS. We're going to look at why mineral wool EIFS is the ultimate system for long-term durability, simplicity of installation, and how it acts as a shield against windborne embers in wildfire zones. Let's get into it. Before we talk about why we love mineral wool, we have to look at how we build a modern, robust EIFS assembly. First off, we don't rely on the insulation to keep water out of the building. Instead, we start with a robust water and air control layer applied directly to the sheathing or masonry substrate. If you're building a wood or steel-framed structure, we highly recommend a high-quality, self-adhered or fluid-applied water-resistive barrier, or WRB. Unlike a cheap, mechanically attached house wrap that can allow air and water to travel freely behind it, a fluid-applied or self-adhered membrane is bonded directly to the sheathing. It creates a monolithic, bulletproof water and air seal. If you're dealing with an older masonry wall or CMU wall, we like to use a fluid-applied waterproofing because it easily fills and conforms to those highly irregular masonry surfaces. Next comes the most critical aspect of this design, and that's the drainage gap. To get water out of the assembly that leaks behind the EIFS, we need a clear drainage path for it to flow out. In an EIFS assembly, we achieve this by applying vertical beads of adhesive or troweling adhesive to the back of the rigid insulation using a vertical notch trowel. This creates a series of vertical adhesive beads that form a small continuous 16th inch to 8th inch drainage gap behind the insulation. Any water that finds its way past the outer stucco lamina simply hits the fluid-applied WRB, flows down these vertical channels, and drains safely out the bottom of the wall without being held in tension. Then, over our insulation, we apply a base coat, embed an alkali-resistant fiberglass mesh, and finish it off with a synthetic stucco top coat. Now, traditional EIFS typically uses expanded polystyrene or EPS foam, and while EPS works, substituting it with a rigid mineral wool board, like Rockwool Front Rock or any other rigid mineral wool product, takes the durability of this assembly to a whole new level. The first major benefit is extreme drying potential. Synthetic stucco systems crack as they age. It's virtually unavoidable. But here's the problem with EIFS. The fiberglass reinforcing mesh embedded in the base coat is highly vulnerable to deterioration over time when exposed to the alkaline environment of cementitious materials and prolonged exposure to moisture. If you use a rigid foam like EPS or XPS, those materials are relatively impermeable. Moisture remains in the lamina for a longer period of time, keeping the fiberglass mesh wet and speeding up its breakdown. But mineral wool is incredibly vapor permeable. It allows moisture to dry to both the exterior and the interior. It doesn't hold on to water, meaning your reinforcing mesh stays drier, and your synthetic stucco lamina will last longer. Additionally, if you do happen to have some moisture that ends up in the wall cavity from either a little bit of incidental condensation during a cold spell or a plumbing leak, the framed cavity will have the ability to dry to the exterior through the mineral wool. The second benefit is dimensional stability. Foam plastics expand and contract in response to temperature swings and off-gassing of the blowing agents, putting stress on the stucco lamina, which can lead to hairline cracks at the insulation seams. Stone wool, on the other hand, is very dimensionally stable. It doesn't shrink, warp, or expand, which helps prevent those cracks from forming. Then there's insect resistance. If you've ever dealt with termites or ants, you know they love tunneling and nesting in damp foam materials. However, mineral wool is naturally insect resistant. There is zero food source or nesting appeal there, keeping your home or building protected from infestations. But if you live in a wildland-urban interface, or WUI zone, this is where rigid mineral wool EIFS really shines as an exterior insulation strategy. If you're building new or remodeling in a wildfire-prone area, your biggest threat isn't actually a wall of direct flames, it's wind-borne embers. Embers can travel miles ahead of a fire, looking for any tiny gap to enter and ignite combustible materials on your home. They can also collect against your house and ignite any dry shrubs or debris that are nearby. If you have a ventilated cladding, wind can drive embers straight into that open cladding cavity, not to mention that the air gap can potentially allow flames to easily travel up the wall and can challenge the integrity of the sheathing and structural framing, burning your home from the outside. To prevent this, we need to keep air gaps behind claddings as small as possible. When a gap is kept under a ½ inch, the physical boundary layer friction of the two opposing surfaces severely restricts airflow. Because EIFS is directly adhered to the wall with a tiny drainage gap at the interface between the WRB and the insulation, that drainage gap is kept to a mere 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch. Viscous forces dominate, restricting airflow and starving any potential fire of the oxygen it needs to propagate up the wall. Embers can't easily enter or travel up this assembly since the stucco lamina is bonded to the insulation, and the insulation is pretty much in direct contact with the wall. And let's talk about the insulation material itself. If you use standard EPS foam EIFS and it gets exposed to flames or extreme heat, the polystyrene foam melts, leaving a massive hollow air void behind your stucco, which can easily ignite and collapse. But rigid mineral wool? It's entirely non-combustible. Rigid mineral wool boards like Rockwool Front Rock can withstand temperatures up to 2100 degrees. It won't burn, it won't melt, and it won't support flame spread. It basically acts as a massive thermal shield, protecting your structural framing and keeping embers completely locked out. Beyond the performance, there is a huge practical benefit to this system: simplicity. If you've ever tried to install traditional stucco over continuous exterior insulation, you know the sequencing can be a serious process. We actually have a whole video on this, which you can watch up here. But you have to sheathe the wall, apply your WRB, fasten your rigid insulation, install a drainage mat over the insulation, attach an expanded metal lath over that mat if the drainage mat doesn't have an integrated lath, and then hand apply 3 separate coats of stucco, that being your scratch coat, brown coat, and finish coat, while waiting days for wet curing between coats. It's labor intensive and adds a ton of components to the wall. With mineral wool EIFS, we can completely streamline the process. You install your waterproofing, apply your adhesive to the insulation, stick the mineral wool boards directly to the wall, secure them with a few countersunk fasteners with insulation plugs, apply your base coat, embed the mesh, and apply the synthetic stucco finish. No furring strips, no separately attached metal lath, no separate drainage mats, and no thick plaster applications. It's a direct bonded, continuous assembly that drastically reduces fire risk while providing the benefits of continuous outboard insulation and keeping the build simple and reliable. At the end of the day, EIFS is a classic example of a great technology that was ruined by poor installation details in the 90s. But by pairing high-quality water control layers and drainage with rigid mineral wool, the industry has been able to transform EIFS into one of the most durable, practical, and fire-resilient wall assemblies on the market today. If you're building in a wildfire zone and want the appearance of stucco, or if you're retrofitting an old masonry building, this is a system you absolutely need to consider. Now, there are plenty of other building methods and strategies that allow for continuous insulation, such as structural insulated panels, insulated concrete forms, insulated precast concrete, and many other products. And while they all have the benefit of providing a means of continuous insulation, they all have their own limitations. This is a problem a lot of contractors, builders, and design professionals face as they try to implement these new code requirements. In 2024, we attended a conference that was held by the Energy Trust of Oregon, intended to incentivize home builders and contractors to adopt these new building practices as soon as possible, since the codes are changing. And when the speakers were pressed about how to implement these strategies, there was silence, and the response was basically, figure it out and good luck. As building envelope consultants who work nationally, we do this every day and work one-on-one with clients, design professionals, and builders to implement forms of continuous insulation, not for the energy efficiency, but for the condensation control benefits and the moisture safety. But the fact is that these concepts are still new to a lot of professionals in the industry, so we figured that we could help. We developed this course specifically to help you navigate these new building envelope requirements for continuous insulation outlined by the International Residential Code and International Building Code, and understand how to implement continuous insulation successfully in your projects for a wide range of different wall assemblies and roof assemblies without compromising long-term durability and moisture safety. Not only will we talk about the different strategies and assemblies that can be used to successfully achieve the continuous insulation requirements, but we'll talk about the actual construction details, the material specifications, and other technical aspects that you need to know before you start your project, as well as how these strategies and approaches differ depending on the climate that you're building in, so that you can become the expert that your clients and your team need you to be, without the guesswork and without the risk. Sign up for our free training below, which is taken directly from our course, and get 15% off at checkout. No commitment is necessary at all, we just ask for an email. We look forward to having you in our course, and until then, good luck with your projects. Cheers.